All right, we're back. Another episode of Future Perfect. I go by the name of Tex. I got my man Zan
Yo, yo.
right over there ish. This Zoom shit's ass, bro.
Some shit is ass.
We gotta get back into a studio and do this, yeah. This is
Yeah,
the
the feel
worst.
ain't the same. Yeah, the feel ain't the same as if we're in the studio, mics in front of us. But we make do with what we got. But what's good, everybody? FloorSeats here, another episode. I'm out here chilling by Cell Games. Nice day. I was like, let me just go out, get some physical activity. Head up to Cell Games Arena. How about you, Tax? Where you at?
Um, wow. This is from Fantasy Star Online 1, episode 2, Seabed.
See,
I was
man.
just looking for like dope backgrounds and I found this again and I was like, oh word.
That's you, chill.
Got-
You got is that waterfalls, little fountains in the back?
Yeah, man.
Some trees in there. I like that vegetation. That's a
Self
solid
care,
level.
bro.
That's a solid level, man. All right.
The weather's nice, man, but the quarantine's still going on. How you enjoying the weather?
Weather is nice. The weather helps you forget like the craziness of pretty much everything going on with this shutdown, or for how long the shutdown's been. I think the weather is a good change of pace. It definitely gets your mind
Ooh,
off
excuse
of
me.
how long you've been inside your own house for the past few weeks. Yeah, and I think it's helping people break their uncomfortable being uncomfortable being outside. Like I feel like even for me, I feel like I was uncomfortable going outside or uncomfortable how it feels to be around people outside just to see how people are. But with the weather, oh man, I forget all about that, man. I'm in the sun. I'm telling you, yo, Kryptonian zone, the black, very own black Kryptonian out here, dog.
Bro, I didn't care about none of that shit. I was still going outside and, just chilling, doing my thing. Sometimes I have a mask, sometimes I don't. Don't
Facts. And
matter.
I'm jogging, mask.
I'm not jogging with a mask. Niggas got asthma, bro. Can,
You got you got asthma. I got a breathe. Period. Like what?
like, bro, I can't even, like, I have difficulty breathing compared to the average
Average.
person.
They said the average
There's
nigga.
no
I was
way
gonna
I'm
say.
like jogging with a mask on to make that more difficult. And then if I'm coughing and hacking, then it's going to be in that mask. So then not only do I have difficulty breathing, and I have to breathe through that mask, I also have to breathe through my own bacteria and shit. Like, no, that's stupid. I'm
You
good.
better,
Y'all
you
gonna have
better.
to just. People just been looking at me like crazy sometimes because I don't have a mask. And I'm like, hey, well, it's a good thing you got
Yeah,
yours. It's a good thing you got
you
yours,
got
huh?
yours. We're not. We don't want to be that people, but like at the end of the day, common sense is still a thing. This, fire up some brain cells, and you realize that that like, hey, if this person is jogging, and obviously they need to breathe, maybe it's not smart that they wear a mask to jog. And then maybe I shouldn't be the one giving them crazy eyes that they're literally jogging by me for like less than a second. And then I have to do the most when someone is literally jogging past me for half a second and they're not wearing a mask. You
Man,
know,
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I
yeah,
don't care about none of these niggas, bro. You wear your mask if you want.
wear your mask at your own discretion.
I'm like, if I go into like a grocery store or something like that, then cool, I'll respect that. You know what I mean? Like, but if I'm just outside walking, forget that, bro.
Forget it.
Like, I'm not dying for you niggas.
Niggas died for less.
Man,
Niggas.
and
You
niggas
feel like you
will
can't
die
even
for
say
less.
that right now. I feel like you can't even say that. Niggas like, you're mad insensitive. I'm like, yo, niggas really have died for less. Niggas have died for jogging outside. Like, yo, legit. Just for being outside, being black and jogging. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
niggas literally
exactly. We
died for
talked about this
less.
last episode.
Yeah. So people out there, no offense, but like if you see someone jogging or outside, just trying to enjoy themselves, not bothering anybody, and not wearing a mask, hold back. If you're the type of person, hold back your inner Karen. Don't be trying to come at them. Let people be. It's a rough time. People are just trying to live. No one needs like Karens just to bring down the mood that we have to be inside until sometime later this summer. So just relax. You'll be okay.
Yeah, and I
That's
mean, like, real rap, bro, like, you still a nigga. like wearing the mask, bro. Like people still clutch their purse when you jogging, mask or no mask. It just looks worse because then like you're in this mask and they thinking the absolute worst. Like, no, I'm done.
Yeah,
Fuck these niggas.
facts, bro. It's gonna be a hot summer, Corona or not. It's gonna be a hot summer,
Fam,
and
I have a black mask. Now, if I'm walking outside at night with a black mask over my face, and you're just an innocent white person, what do you think's gonna? What do you?
what
What do
would
you
you
think?
do? Facts. So it's like, so you're complying, to good good quality suggestions that everybody keeps telling you. But yet when you comply, but then you're put in a situation that seems what to some people will say it's suspect, but you're just walking at the middle of the night like you're any old citizen, have your mask on because you're like, oh, let me protect myself and people around me. The facts. You have that mask on, yo, expect the worst. Potentially expect the worst. I'm not saying every white person you're gonna come across when you walk across the street has it out for you, but given these times, it's safe to say like you just always gotta be aware of your surroundings. That's the best way to put it. Like facts.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It's wild out here.
It's on some shit, but
Masks. I'm about to carry some gloves with me too. I mean boxing gloves. Because I don't know, like the things I read, people are really coming out of pocket with
it be these same idiots that like wear the gloves and the mask, and they use the mask for everything.
like I
Yeah, like the gloves, they'll have the gloves on, opening doors, touching fruit, all this other stuff like that. I'm like, I'm
wild. Saw someone with a mask down smoking a cigarette. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just like it's just the image of it. They had a mask on, but they had the mask down, and they were just just puffing a cigarette. I mean, to each their own. But then I'm just like, you worried about COVID
that's
when
exactly what I said. I'm like, this cigarette gonna kill you.
way definitively
You may never catch
guaranteed
COVID, but you'll die from this cigarette.
this cigarette has it out for you, dog. I am telling you. See, it's like imagery like that. That's what I see during my day when I'm jogging, and I'm like that's what's interesting to me because I wonder what that person, maybe it's why we do this because I'm like, what is that person's thought process? What are they thinking? Like I'm like, so you it's like they have more concerns with COVID. And we're not trying to say that there is an alarm for COVID in terms of just what's everything's going on. Definitely practice, good hygiene and good hygiene practices like you would every day, COVID or not. Like that's the thing. You should do these things always. Like I do that always. I don't know about y'all, but it's just very interesting to see how people go about their day to day things in the midst of this pandemic. Like what we just said, someone who has a mask down but they're smoking a cigarette. So you're more worried about COVID than about the multiple, guaranteed health health effects that come from cigarettes. But we ain't trying to judge people out here. We just want to know. We just want answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck these things. Anyways,
Speaking of boxing gloves, let's get into it. I don't know about you, but yeah, no, I think we might have mentioned it with the Tyson video. My man back in the ring, back sparring, back throwing up his hands, boxing, literally just saying I'm back. Literally just I'm back.
yeah, he wanted to box somebody for charity or whatever. And,
That's
I'm
crazy,
not
man. He's trying to beat a
jumping in
man's
there.
ass for charity. That's the world we live in. I'm about it. Beat a man's
Yo,
ass for charity, dog.
I don't like. I get it. He's in good shape for his age, especially. He's
It's
still
Mike
putting up
Tyson,
hands and stuff. I don't want to see that though. Like,
bro. My man. I don't know. In that video, you see his quads. God damn, my man's quads are wide, bro.
bro,
I
he's
don't know.
still.
I kind of want to. I want to see it just to like. It's like one of those things where it's like it's like the worst example. Rest in peace. Say like if Kobe, like or another great. Say like Jordan or like Just think of like greats. Larry Bird. This is people where it's just like after every couple years, just like a light like pickup game. Nothing big. People come out for charity, and then everybody. There's no like if anything is just for like bragging rights and charity. That's all it is. Be like Jordan is like, yo, I still got it. Like that kind of stuff. That's all you're getting in the end. And then you just get all these greats come back for a small pickup game because that's what people like to see. Give people something to reminisce about. Because I mean, the man Tyson, he still loves the box. I get it. He just doesn't like to box because it just brings out his ego, which he talks about, like the side of himself that he had to like learn and overcome. But when you see him back in the ring, man, my man is in his natural habitat. Oh man, I don't know if that sounds wrong. My man looks like he's where he belongs, and he's just throwing hands. And I know my man's in a better place. But I think I would like to see the charity match just to see two greats because it'll be Tyson and potentially, well, we don't know who, but potentially Evander Holyfield will release his own video saying that he saw, basically to Tyson's video, and he's like, I'm back. And the videos look good, and they have history.
Look, I am happy that he is back in shape. I'm happy that Holyfield is in good shape. We want people to, be at their healthiest, especially during this time. I don't want to see it. I don't. It's only going to be like 3 rounds anyway. It's not going to be long enough for it to heat up or anything like that.
True. You never know, though. I think that's why I'm saying like boxing is. I feel like they'll play within their means. Like saying it's like they're not playing for the belt. They're not playing for a title. It's like you said. It's for charity. So like I think they would put. Like it'll be like this is just for the love of the game, for the sport, and I think there's good that comes out of it when you have matches like that. That's literally just for the sport. Like there's nothing tied to it because you get to see like people's genuine effort, like in anything. It's like you get to see genuine effort, like just overall, just good. You about to see genuine good old boxing for two people that have the history for it,
All right, I'll get it soon.
Where get that big dog?
See, this is what the Zoom shit does, though.
It does. Crazy.
Nah, but yeah, like they're not gonna slug it out for charity, bro. Excuse me. They're not slugging it out for charity. Period. You might get some moments, but like for the sake of their health and stuff like that, and showing that they still got it, cool. But like they're not really throwing hands like that. Like
no,
I'm not gonna. Nah, they're just not. They're not.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, nah, I definitely do agree. Because I mean, we have Holyfield out here who pretty much. Because I was even talking about it with my sister. Because she surprisingly enough, before like the news of this all came out, she was recently just randomly just got into watching like old Tyson boxing matches and his old like footage and stuff of him boxing back in the day, and then I brought this up with her like about like if Evander Holyfield came on his own video, if they end up boxing, and then she was like she was like that'll be interesting to see, but just like their history apparently Evander Holyfield and Tyson, he's like this will be their third time if they do box. This will be their third time, and Evander is like 2-0 over Tyson, and all the 2 other matches were like Evander Holyfield was like was it the headbutting? There's like controversy around the headbutting and like how in her words like some people in the boxing community kind of take away credit from Holyfield's victories just for the fact that my man was just straight headbutting Tyson, and that's what brought Tyson in that one match, the controversial match when he bit his ear that time, because he was just so frustrated that Holyfield was getting these headbutts in, scoring points, and the judge weren't calling it. So I was like, that's some interesting background I either didn't know or just forgotten. So then you get to see these two people that obviously that have like pretty deep beef. So then like now that they're older and I think they, like I said, they come to an understanding, like what kind of match would we see? That's what I'm interested in.
We're gonna see some old niggas trying to slug it out.
Yo, that's been your argument. I'm trying to come out here with this good old
Bro, like,
arguments. You're just like, I'm not
yo,
trying to see
I'm
two
sure
over
their
this.
fundamentals will be in place. I'm sure it'll be mildly entertaining. It's just not something that, like, I just don't care.
Yo, why? Why? All
Yo,
right,
they're not going hard. It's for charity. Like,
all
now,
right.
if they
Who
want
do
it for
you?
charity and they put up like a couple $1 million purse, and they were like, "Yo, 12 rounds, y'all got to slug it out." Then it's
12
like, cool.
rounds with 50-something-year-olds? You're asking a lot. Actually, if it was 6, I would be like, word. 6 is like their top. And I don't think it will go to 6, even though it's 6 rounds top. If it goes to 5 or 6 rounds, it's probably gonna be by points or something.
I would take that too. It's just 3 rounds. The 3 rounds. They're not gonna be like 3 rounds, 3 minutes. They probably
It's
gonna
Tyson
open.
though. It's Tyson though. And it's Evander. He's like, yeah, we cool. We're actually friends, but it's like we bought. It's like saying like, all right, we popped in MVC2 and we did an exhibition, and like, oh, we haven't played in a while. This is just for
It's not the
fun.
same.
You know
It's not the same. It's not the
how
same.
is that not the same? It's literally it's like because I'm telling you, it's that same. It's mentality is still there. It's like, all right, we're gonna do this. This is just for fun. We're doing this for our fans, the people that support us, and for the love of boxing, for the sport, the love of the sport. You don't think as a former boxer, if they were current or former, the drive, the thirst, the absolute thirst for competition is not gonna be like, yeah, like even though there's nothing on the line, yeah, I'm trying to win, or yeah, I'm trying to come out on top. Especially you're just like, well, who's the better one of us now? Like that's another thing too. Yeah, we're both old, but who has the upper hand now though?
Yo, that shit don't matter now. They're old.
To other people, but to them it might matter. To them, I think to them as a boxer, especially as Tyson, the fact that he even stepped back in, given what he said in his past interviews, I know the Joe Rogan one was like a while back, but he was saying like, yo, he avoids working out even for being in good shape. He's like, yeah, I avoid working out, I avoid hitting the bag just out of the fear, or he doesn't want to like kind of like bait out his own ego again and like become the person that he spent years trying to pretty much like come to
Yo,
peace
because his hands, one, are lethal weapons. And, like,
they really
telling
are.
you, bro, like,
Your hands are lethal. Yo, he has to check his hands in when he goes to the airport, people. You don't know what that life is like. You don't know what that life is like.
bro, like, son, I, I can't,
But okay, so this is not so basically our
bro.
MVC2 exhibition is
It's
and
not
us
the
going to a
same.
first to 10. First 2 games we're not having fun, but if anyone pulls the lead or like, oh, you hit me with something or oh you did a read, you think I'm not gonna be like, oh, I bet I'm not gonna try to turn up the temperature
The
and then
difference
or
is if we did a
what
first to 10 exhibition, it
for
would be
charity.
longer. It would be longer than 3 rounds. 3 rounds is not enough to get any kind of momentum.
But the
Like
ideal is still
The old
there.
Tyson would have punched him out in the first round. That was Tyson's thing. He wanted to knock niggas out in the first round.
He
That would
did.
have been his whole thing. Now, could he do that now with Holyfield? I don't know. But the point is that, like, I mean, you'll get some, but we're not expecting a slugfest or nothing like that, bro.
I
These
don't
niggas,
want a slugfest because that was just put both men's lives at danger. Like I just want good box. I'm saying good boxing within their means. Like at the end of this, no one wants like accidentally or someone gets a lucky punch or someone gets like chin checked really hard. Like Holyfield already has apparently like speaking impediment like from boxing and stuff like
bro.
that.
Oh yeah, and they ain't thinking about, like, already being punch drunk, trying to get back in the. Nah, all right.
You don't
I'm
say punch drunk. Why you gotta? You really making it sound like this man just got wailed on his whole boxing career. I mean,
No, but I'm
yeah,
saying, like, you
yeah,
incur a lot of, like, head injuries and stuff like that. Like, nah, like,
within their means. Within
I'm
their
I'm
means.
I'm not sold, big dog.
Imagine it's like the
Not me,
highlight match of the year. Cell Games Arena. Kid seats are still $10.
bro. I'm,
Yo,
I'm
a
going
boxing match here?
I'm,
Cell Kings.
bro. I'm going to the concession stand for that.
You going? Wait, I don't even know what is a concession stand out around here. B, you might have
Yo, I'm
checked
going to make.
behind. You see that? I'm trying to put. I'm like, gotta point
I'm
at the
going to.
camera. This is weird.
I'm going to
Oh,
make
fingers too big.
popcorn. I'm checking Uber Eats to see who's gonna deliver
Yo, if Uber
during the
Eats
fight.
is
Like I want the
Uber
fight.
Eats,
Like I want the food for after the fight is over. Like when I start watching Futurama or something. Like I'm
you're
not.
wild.
I don't think the fight's gonna be that crazy.
You're wild. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's not gonna be like Tyson in his prime or both of them in their prime, but I think it's something to see. It's like one of those once out of a not say once out of a lifetime, but once it's something that you're not gonna have happen again. Maybe a few more times, even beyond if it happens. So it's like,
Excuse
why
me.
not? Why not just have it? That's my stance. But I see where you stand though.
I get it, but these niggas. All right.
All right. Oh, okay. Last
What else
Last
we
thing
got?
though. I know. Last thing though. You say that, but who you got? You in the ring with Tyson right
I knew you
now?
were gonna do this. I knew
I
you
know
were
you
going
should have known. Or you against an octopus. You tell me. Who would you rather take? Tyson now or an octopus?
an octopus.
It's a lose-lose, but I appreciate that answer.
Nah, I mean I'm not swinging.
I'm not swinging Tyson. Tyson could still have another 5-10 years on me. I'm not swinging against him. I'm
Yeah, I'm
not.
not playing around
You
with
can't. I
Tyson.
don't care how old that man is. You can't. The beast is in there, and I'm not trying to say like I'm condone like the behavior that he had was like that he tried to get away from. I'm not trying to say I support it. I like the changes the man went in through. But I think it's just like, I mean, it's something that's a part of you is a part of you, you know. And I think it's just recognizing that and just knowing how to come to terms with it. The man is a monster. The man is a monster when he's in the ring. Like that is just bar none. So at the end of the day, yeah, I guess I would take the octopus too.
Well, if that ever happens, we'll
I
see.
guess I would
But
take the octopus.
probably won't happen.
No, I'm taking Tyson. Is there anything? I'm like, yo. At the end of the day, I'm like Tyson beat Mike Tyson beat my ass. Not many people could say that. And I'm still swinging back. I'm still gonna try to box. An octopus, that's
Bro,
like
you'll probably be dead.
The octopus is gonna choke me out. I'm still dead. I'd rather
The octopus,
have him.
if it's you can't choke in boxing, you'd win.
The octopus is not gonna play by the rules. It's an octopus.
All
See,
right,
that's
and I'm sure
the
like
octopus
Joe
is not
Exotic
gonna-
or somebody will be there with tranquilizers or some shit, just in case. Since the shit don't want to box up and up.
Open
See,
up.
I'm not afraid of nobody that don't want to box up and up, want to do cheap shots, yo. That's a bitch.
Oh my god,
you want a bitch.
I'd rather let the octopus use his natural ways of fighting, strangulation or whatnot, than give it 8 boxing gloves. You would want to give it 8 boxing gloves and have it figure it out. And then you want to give it 8 hands, and it's gonna realize like this is what y'all been using. If I had these underwater, no shark would even come 50 feet of me. Like I don't know what you're even saying. You're equipping octopus with weapons of mass destruction, and you're doing
Anyways, what else do we have?
Okay, what else do we got? Let's get
already.
everybody. Once again, if you just tuned in, Floor Seats out here podcast. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're about to get some good old content like we always do. Same old shenanigans. Let's see. Let's get into a little bit of gaming then. Because there's been a couple of topics. I don't know where to start because I guess I will start with the small announcements. One of the announcements did get me hype. I don't know if you looked. So quick announcements. Let's start with Guilty Gear Strive. A couple weeks ago.
Wait. Before you get into that, right?
What up?
Grand Theft Auto 5 is free for download on the Epic Store.
Oh, that was one of the things too I wanted to mention.
Also, on Humble Bundle, Aegis. Yeah. I say Aegis, but they said Aegis. So Aegis Defenders is also free on there.
Is that from Sega?
Nah, it's from. I think it's like an indie title or some shit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to peep. For some reason, I think of Aegis. I'm thinking like a Sega RPG, or I don't know if I'm getting it right. It's something that starts with Aegis, and it's like it's an RPG.
Yeah, that's not it though. But
Okay,
yeah,
I was seeing anything came to mind.
though that's your free
What kind of
game
game is
for it.
it? What's that game about? What
It's kind of
style?
like an action platformer slash like tower defense.
Hmm. All
It looked
right.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's even to also, which was funny for something about GTA 5. I think there's something with GTA. I think Grand Theft Auto as a series is probably done is like I think it's the influence it has over people as a game is like bar none compared to other titles. GTA 5 has been out for how many years? GTA 5, I was still in school. I think I was in like my junior
It's
year.
been out for like 10 years, I think.
Just about. Is it? Has it been really 10 years? No, you're bugging. It's not 10 years. It's probably like six or something like that. I'm gonna just
Seven,
put
7 years.
7. That's hot. Listen, but yet the Epic Game Store crashed from the amount of people trying to log on and download GTA 5. Bro, no one talks about the Epic Game Store crashing after like a Fortnite update. Niggas are crashing the Epic Game Store for a 7-year-old game, but that game happens to be GTA 5. What you thought?
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on that? Because I caught it. No, I did too. And I was like, let me wait after the crash. But then I did get it. They made me hop through a couple more hoops. I see Epic Games, but no, good looks, yo. I copped it. It's like the premium edition too. So I was like, whoa, it's got everything.
yeah. Like excuse me. I had to sit here and I'm watching Hulu and I saw an ad for it and I'm like, oh, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I'm okay not having GTA. Like I know the appeal to other people and stuff like that. It's just like for me, I don't know. Well, I'll just have to see.
yeah. I'll see. Before we hop into the next topics, yeah. Excuse me. Let me just. This is acting up. Allergies ain't no joke, y'all. Allergies don't care about COVID. Allergies still here
Yeah,
to scrap. And
May
and the
21st is your last day to get it.
oh really? Oh damn. I mean I already got it, but yeah, I didn't know it was the cutoff date was that soon. It was like this past week. Like this week it was made available in the Epic Game Store. But yo, GTA 5, check it out if you get it. Epic Games ain't paying us. I mean GTA 5 is just a lit game. Maybe I'll finish it this time because I sold it to my boy when we were in school because he wanted it, and I was like, you know what? It's
I
probably
can't even. I
probably gonna
don't
save
have
my
anything to
grades by
play
sale
it,
to
bro.
you. The thing is, no, you probably have too much to play. That's what it is. You have too much.
No, I'm saying I
That's
don't have anything that I could use to play it. Like even like the Mac, like it won't play on Mac. And I just signed into my whole Steam library, and sure enough, the majority of my Steam library can't even be played. So I'm sitting here salty.
no, we could fix that. You know, I would say just cop it, just have it in the library. That's something we could talk about.
And I don't want to have to download the Epic Game Store client and stuff. I mean, granted, it's not like a big deal, but like my Steam library right now is like semi husky, and I can't play like any of those games. So it already makes me a bit sad. Because sure enough, we talked about this a while back, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have Sonic CD on Steam. And sure enough, I had Sonic CD on Steam.
You have Sonic CD.
Yeah, I have it on Steam.
Oh yeah, you. I think this is when we were talking about the roller coaster tycoon.
Yeah,
Oh
which I was
dang!
thinking of buying that, and I
Oh, I
can't.
did cop that. You can
Well,
run that. You can't run that on the Mac.
no, you can't run it on Mac. What's wrong with
That's
you?
nuts.
I
That's
even
too
got
nuts.
Under Night. I can't even play it.
Stop. Stop. You're just
Yo,
making me mad.
out of my entire library, I can play Bastion, Borderlands 2,
Oh, I
and
got
Castle.
Bastion too.
I haven't played Bastion yet.
Me neither. But it's on. I had it for a minute, but it's yeah. I definitely need to play it. Cause then the same people that made Bastion, they made another game. I think my boy Fang was telling me about it. Like another really good game title. Um, I look at what people who made Bastion. I don't want to see something out of my ass like Hollow Knight, but they made like another kind of platformer open game. But no, we'll get into that though. Let's. So on top of GTA 5 crashed the Epic Game Store because it's free right now. So cop that if you haven't. Other news as well, uh, especially for let me see what we got. Yeah, Guilty Gear Strive. So the next game, the next Guilty Gear game has now been delayed until 2021. Sometime in 2021, it was supposed to come out late this year, 2020, but after the beta testing, uh, they made a decision. They said it's also due to COVID, working restrictions that they're going to push back the game. I honestly think a lot of it actually has to do with the not so positive reviews, the bad reviews that people gave after they played the beta. I played the beta for a little bit, and I'll have to say the game looks really great. The game looks great, but it feels clunky, and it feels really clunky and stiff with what they. It's like they have an idea. It feels like they just watered down their other Guilty Gear games, but it just looks really good. But it's a watered down version of their Guilty Gear games because it feels like, oh, this is kind of like what you could do, but it it's not the same. And then so like a lot of people that are really old Guilty Gear heads, they feel some type of way about it and we're not fans. Um, but I wouldn't say like I'm not a huge Guilty Gear. Like I literally like the series, but I'm not like a hardcore like play this game for like 10 years type of person. But just going off of like fighting games and just what I know of the Guilty Gear series. Um, yeah, I feel like they watered a lot of their game down, and they took away or they lessened the qualities of the game that made it what it was. I mean, Guilty Gear. It made it a different game from other games. Um, to the point that it looks like it looks like it should be good, but it just doesn't feel good. It just and it's just stuff that they need to work on, which I think they're gonna need to do an overhaul because a lot of the mechanics and system in the game, um, some things work, other things don't. And like with like how air dashes work now with certain people, the damage is crazy. The damage is like crazy. Like command grabs doing 50% of your life. Like you're a Potemkin player, like 50%. That's who I played. I played Potemkin in the beta, and I'm like you command somebody for like 50% is kind of you could kill Chip in 2 command grabs, like essentially. Like it's
That's insane.
yeah, it is really insane. Um, so I think they need to do a little bit of deep diving to figure out what it is they want this game to look like, and take a lot of the feedback because the game does need some overhauling. But then it gets me excited. I hope that we'll get something better, and because I do have hopes for this game by 2021. Other announcements as well. We got before we get into the Evo 2020, the more announcements we have for the lineup. Capcom Pro Tour 2020 and made an announcement just the other day. I think Thursday. Thursday. So CPT is going online. I don't know if we said this or we foresaw this, but the next Pro Tour is going online. So there's going to be like online events. I think about 18 of them qualifiers from what it looks like. And then so 18 people. So whoever wins those 18 qualifiers are automatically qualified for Capcom Cup. IDOM winning 2019 Capcom Cup is automatically qualified because he's the former champ. And then one more slot is being dedicated to like a community vote or something like there's a form of a vote where the community could vote the last person to take the final spot, and then that'll be those 20 people will be competing for the Capcom Pro Tour in 2020. Whew. So what do you think about that? 2020 goes online, and the circuit starts June 6th, so it's less than a month away.
Isn't that Evo weekend?
Evo's in July, and actually, yeah, Evo's actually for Evo's actually starting the weekend of July 4th. Believe it or
Oh,
not,
okay. Um,
it's gonna be 5 weekends long.
what I will say, as far as like the Capcom Pro Tour stuff, I understand that you have to do it. Like, you can't cancel the Capcom Pro Tour. You put enough money into it. Now, granted, you know, how do I explain this? Because I'm not like too enthused about it. Um, it's just this isn't a great idea, but it's like what you have to do because you spent more time you know, you spent like years neglecting the netcode to now have to run your tournament online and you don't have suitable netcode for it. And so now you're
Yep.
narrowing it. You're trying to
Remedy.
you're trying to remedy this by narrowing down the qualifiers, but even me will have lagging matches with people on the East Coast
Yeah.
because the netcode isn't great.
Nope.
Like, so it's something that Capcom really needs to put money into going forward, because right now it's too late to, well, it might not be too late, but even they had the patch that quote unquote fixes the netcode. I don't think that came to console, and if it did, it obviously didn't fix it enough because excuse me, there's like a big uproar about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it goes back to that time when somebody from the community, this is not somebody that even worked for Capcom, somebody who either played the game or just knew, they just pretty much figured out a patch to improve the netcode. And they actually put that out, and the person was just like, "Hey, this is what I made this to kind of improve SF5 netcode," and it did. It was like people were like, "Wow!" And there's just somebody that didn't work for Capcom, somebody who just was fed up, or just like, "Yo, this game's netcode's ass. I'm so tired of it. I'm gonna do something about it." If Capcom isn't, Capcom's response, they took it out, right? So they patched that out, and they were like, "Oh no!" Like they pretty much patched out that code, and then they came out with their own, which was like, oh, like either in a way like, oh, we were planning to do this, or was it in response to the person who did it? I don't know. You guys tell us, in the comments. But basically, so there was a patch that fixed in that code somebody else put out. It was taken out by Capcom. Capcom put in their own patch that people said, "Oh, this, I guess this improves the netcode," or they saw some improvements, but it's still not where it needs to be. And now we're less than a month away from Capcom Pro Tour 2020, which may be the last Pro Tour for SF5. We don't know, because we were speculating that this year may be the last Pro Tour for SF5 in general before COVID hit and the shutdown and everything. Um, so now, yeah, so Capcom really is in a tough spot. Um, for the Pro Tour, it can be managed well. I mean, I'm trying to think now. I'm like, what can they do to like have this go as the best it can besides netcode, which is defeats the purpose of having an online tournament if you have bad netcode. But what else could they do? That's what I'm trying to think about. What do you got? Like, what are you thinking? Like,
Don't think there's much
ooh, your
like
mic.
this. Hold on.
Yeah, had to call that out early.
All right, you can hear me.
Yeah,
I just feel like this is a move out of like desperation. Like, we don't know when people are going to be free to travel and stuff like that. But you know, this is one of the things where they need to really consider with games going forward to make sure that the netcode is good, so that way they don't end up in the position that they're in. Um, the only plus side I think I can see to it is that it gives us a better chance to see some different faces in Capcom Cup. Um,
right,
we'll see a lot of people who normally can't make it to these tournaments. You know, enter these tournaments ranked pretty high. Maybe even some
right,
like relatively unknown players end up winning. There's qualifiers, and then when they have like the big in person thing, then it should be interesting. Like, it'll be nice to not see the same names all the time, because we talked about it before, where it's just like we need to make way for
wait,
new
say what?
players. Oh, you can hear me?
Oh no, I don't. Oh, no, sorry, I was talking to my sister. No, I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, she actually blended into the background. She didn't come up in the cell games.
no,
Cell
she did.
games. Slightly? Oh, nah,
Yeah,
never
I'm sorry.
mind.
But yeah, it's like that's the only plus side I can see to it. It's like, yes, you make it accessible for people, which is great, but like if the net code were better, then this would be fine. Like, you know, if they had better net code, this is something they could run frequently, like have monthly tournaments and stuff like that, and it not be a problem per se. But now, because of the situation, and we're unable to really go out and go to these tournaments with what's going on in the world, it it just really looks bad on their end that this is what it's come down to. Like if they had great netcode, this would not be a problem. But they have trash netcode, and it's not something that they've cared to fix. Even with the patch that supposedly fixed it, didn't really fix it.
They didn't really fix it.
I would rather like them say like, "Hey, we're working to fix it in preparation of this," because you're gonna have people that are gonna be upset because they're gonna feel like, "Hey, I got screwed because of the connection and all this stuff like that, and it was lagging like crazy," and like there's nothing to avoid the backlash that they're getting or to like even remedy it. They just have to kind of push through it because they put so much money into Street Fighter in areas that don't truly matter except for the play experience. Like first they were like, oh, it came with just like the versus mode, not a story mode and all that other stuff. Cool, but then like the netcode has been trash since the game existed in 2016.
True point. That's not even. It's not like an opinion. Like the netcode has been trashed since launch. That is a fact. Like that's a fact. That's an undeniable fact for this game. And I think this is actually even opens the precursor to the bigger topic, Evo 2020. You might as well just hop into it because this even opens up the bigger conversation for Evo with this year, with as we mentioned, is going online as well. But in recent developments, we heard just I peeked on Twitter, just all around. I think even maybe on the Evo's official site now, I might even peep. But they actually changed up the format of how it's going to look this year for the games, especially like main lineup games. So it looks like Smash Ultimate. Let's just go into it. Smash Ultimate for Evo 2020 has been taken off the main lineup. Why? I think it's just to be frank, it's netcode. It just has a trash online system. So Smash Ultimate has been taken off the main lineup. Same thing to that effect. It looks like SF5 also was taken off the lineup in terms of like the main games of tournaments. The games that are left or games that are was being pushed as the games of main tournaments now. Uh, it looks like I might just pull it here also for reference. It looks like we still have Skullgirls, so Skullgirls is up there. MVC2 is still on there. We have them fighting herds is pretty much on the main lineup, and this game came out this week. And I have it. I bought it. I got it on Steam like $15 because I peeped the game. Game is fun. I mean, I'm just like I'm engrossed in the training mode and the mechanics of the game. Game is really fun, but I think why the game that was started off as supposed to be the MLP My Little Pony the fighting game that got canned. So the project for that game got canned, but the team, the devs, the developers from Main Six that were working on the game, they put a lot of time into it and just felt like like we should still come out with this game. So they did a lot of reskinning, of course for copyright issues because like My Little Pony, it's a big industry. I wouldn't want to try to fight the ponies and get sued. So they just change up the characters around the game, did some changes, and we have them fighting herds. So this was what the My Little Pony game was going to be like. And like, I mean, I'm not saying like, I'm not a brony or whatever, but the mechanics of the game is fire. It just pretty much takes MVC2 mechanics, the Skullgirls, like the combo system, like in Skullgirls, and and then you put those together on top of like traditional like fighting game, like inputs, like fighting game, just like the tutorial even. And what was interesting that it doesn't stray away from what like a traditional fighting game. Like it still uses the classic inputs. You have your Dragon Punch, You have double like down down and quarter circle. There's no auto combos in this game, and I'm not trying to say auto combos pretty much make a game changing up a game, but there's I mean everybody has their own opinion, but there's no auto combo in this game. But the comboing system in this game is they explain it really well, and it's something it's like Skullgirls. You could freestyle with it, and the game pretty much leaves it to your imagination of what you're able to do. And I enjoy the game. The biggest weakness of right now the game it only has 6 characters. I tried right now Arizona and Velvet a lot in the training mode. The story mode for the game, for what I from what I peeped, is what I'm going to do next. Um, is which is like an RPG kind of side scroller. It's really interesting that they did a lot for this game and as a fighting game. But the biggest thing of all, and I'm not saying all those things is why it's in the Evo main lineup. The number one reason why is because it has rollback netcode. That's probably to me. I think that's the number one reason. One is it's a newly released fighting game that I think people could tell that the community is gonna be people that will pick it up and enjoy it, and I'm one of those people. I think is definitely check it out if you haven't. Them fighting herds, but the game has rollback netcode that is gonna make it so that it can be run online, and the lobby system is it's similar to what Guilty Gear Strive beta did, where you go in a room, you have a character, and you walk around, interact with other people's avatars, and you basically go up like you're in an RPG and talk to people to pretty much get into an online battle. That's still in this game, but this game has rollback netcode. And Strive was also going to have rollback netcode. So like you already see companies who are listening to their audience and pushing for what what they know that people biggest gripes are with fighting games nowadays. Damn, let me sit up straight. My back is bad posture. Yeah, you already know like there's people who want good fighting games with good net code because that will just keep people playing. And so you see 2 games that's already taken that initiative, and you're seeing games that don't have it being taken out of the Evo main lineup. So like just to continue where we left off. So like how does that change? Does that change how you feel about where you left your stance was last week? Even though I think it kind of does align with basically what we were talking about.
All right. Let me jump in here really quick.
No, yeah.
Them fighting herds is actually $10 right now on Humble Bundle
What?
because
It's fine.
Humble Bundle actually published the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. When in the game intro, it does say humble bundle, and I was just like, why does it say that? But I was like, maybe whatever. But like, I was just like, that's really weird. Or I didn't think I was like humble bundle. Like I didn't buy this game with like 10 other games though. But
No,
they
the game
published
by
it.
itself. Yeah, the game by itself is $10 on Humble Bundle right now.
Damn. I mean, I got it for 15. So if you're trying to save $5, humble bundle. That's even yo. Damn, I that makes it even more of a steal. I say that if it's at $10, it's even more of a steal. I think this is a really fun game. A lot of it is it's crowdfunded, similar to Skullgirls. So like the next DLC character, they reached a milestone. So that so there's gonna be a 7th character. It's gonna be a goat. It's just gonna be a goat. For people who don't know the theme of the game. It's all like farm animals, and what? How did I say animals like that? Farm animals in the sense that well, not all farm animals. Just pretty much just animals on their 4 legs. Like there's a character that's a cow. We got a deer. We got an
It's like
alpaca.
yeah, I was going to say an alpaca.
There's like a sheep. There's a sheep character, and then there's the Magneto character who's like It looks like a dragon based pony. It's weird. And then there's a unicorn. There's like basically like a My Little Pony character looking character as well. So it's basically based around like pony characters. So expect that for DLC. So we got a goat coming up next. Who knows if they'll actually be the goat, greatest of all time, but we got a goat up next in the lineup. And that's pretty much I say the game's biggest weakness. But to your point though, it's actually really interesting that Humble Bundle, who published the game, yeah, Humble Bundle published the game. That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
The other thing with this too is that originally it was a fan game based on My Little Pony, and then they got hit with the cease and desist back in 2013. So they scrapped all the My Little Pony stuff and changed the name basically.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a My Little Pony licensed fighter. I thought that was like when people were talking about it, it was gonna be like a fighting game that was gonna come under like based on the My Little Pony series, and then it just got canned. Like the idea, they just like nah, they're like they scrapped it, and they were like nah.
no, that was a complete fan game. They got hit with a cease and desist. And the other thing about that too, the reason why this game is on there, well, like you said before, is like, GGPO, the rollback netcode and stuff. But that game runs on the same engine as Skullgirls because Lab Zero let them use the engine.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, because they were
Interesting.
originally using Fighter Maker, and like the Z engine would just worked a lot better for them. So that's why
That's a lot. That's the similarities.
yeah, when I was looking at the game, I was like, this reminds me a lot of Skullgirls in a way, and it's because of that engine. Um,
Indubitably.
but let me get into all this really quick. So
Oh no, yeah.
the game itself looks pretty good. For 10 bills right now on Humble Bundle, it's worth it, even though they're supposed to have a Mac version release and it hasn't yet. Um, but I'm like in the minority that probably would be trying to play this off their Mac or whatever. Um, Beyond that, Street Fighter is still in Evo.
Yes,
It's just
but
Smash isn't because Smash has bad netcode.
netcode. But how they're doing, I think that how they're doing the Street Fighter tournament is different than originally. Because now I guess they're doing, um, so for some of the other games, I guess they're doing exhibitions, like some sort of exhibitions instead, for like main titles, like certain main titles. I mean, they're gonna show like MK11 Aftermath. There was a show. There's another game. I can't. I should just pull up the list. Um,
Yeah, so they may have exhibition like they were talking about it, but I Capcom put a lot of money into that. Street Fighter's going to be there in some capacity, even if
oh
it's not
yes,
full on tournament. Um, KI and Mortal Kombat have their own built-in rollback netcode in there, so those will also be featured. But Skullgirls and them fighting herds makes sense because they're on the same engine, which uses GGPO and has the rollback netcode. Um, for me, I'm actually pretty excited about these games being there.
me too.
KI is hype.
Oh, KI, yes, that no, KI is
Skull,
gonna be lit.
Skullgirls, like it just released recently on Switch, so it's gonna have like that second or third or fourth wind, which will be great because the game's really good too. And then them fighting herds, like it just launched, and like the community's been behind it since like 2013. When it was the fan game, the My Little Pony game. So I think in general, like it puts pressure on people like Capcom and other publishers to have good netcode. Like Tekken's not worried about it. Tekken has good netcode. Like,
Yeah, it's doable. It's feasible. It's like Tekken's like if we had to do an online community, we might have like some lag issues or spikes, but we're for the most part fine. Is the fact is not every company can say that. That's the issue,
bro,
and
like
it,
my man,
that's the issue.
when I lived in when I lived in Philly, my boy, he got like a clear internet. Like the really crappy kind of internet, like back when clear was a thing. He got that, and he's just like, "Yo, we got the internet, but I'm about to play some Tekken." Bro, his trash internet connection did not lag at all when he was doing that free to play Tekken on PS3. I'm like, this netcode is amazing. I
That's
don't-
crazy.
if it ever was Street Fighter 4, that shit would have turned into Marvel superheroes.
You buff
But
your combos, get up, go make a sandwich, take a walk, and come back. The combo ends.
yeah, so I'm like, yo, it's crazy, how well their netcode is. But I called it though. Like a lot of games are, the community are calling out these games, no matter how good they are, how storied they are, because it's like, yo, like the netcode's trash, but it does make
Yeah,
way for these games that could use the shine. Like, you know, KI is always good to see. You know, more
KI has good
combat.
net code. Like KI
Yeah,
is known to have really good net code. Shoot, I want
yeah,
to see if I could get KI. I should be able to get KI off the Microsoft store, right?
yeah. It might even be on Steam. I think it's on Steam too.
I might check that.
You know, Mortal Kombat has good net code, and with like, you know, Aftermath coming, I think that's like really well timed for them. And Skullgirls, you know, again, like those guys did a really good job on Skullgirls. So any kind of publicity they can get for the game would be great. Like,
Yeah, and it's made
um,
by people from the community, people who also just people who grew up on fighting games and just kind of, just went by what do I and what do other people want to see in games, and especially if a game has online, it's no brainer. Net code, like have good net code. Scrolls got it, so
yeah,
it deserves a spot.
the smartest thing they could do right now is put these games on sale. Make KI on sale. Make Skullgirls on sale. Them Fighting Herds is already $10 on Humble Bundle. Like,
Yeah,
the best thing they can do is make these games accessible to people, so that way they can start playing and practicing now, because this could revitalize a good amount of those games. Like, I don't know what the support for KI is, but I'm sure, like, even with Skullgirls, I can't play it on my Mac, but they updated the netcode just recently, so they may even have known where it was about to go.
what was about to go down?
Yeah.
Mike Z with the inside information. Okay,
Yeah,
then
because they do
that's
run
what
it by
I'm.
these developers and stuff like that anyway. And I think it'd be cool to like give these games the spotlight they need, because, like, yo, I'm nobody wants to admit it, but we're sick of Street Fighter.
Yeah, no, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I
Smash,
mean,
like, we dealing with Smash, where like they're never going to update their netcode. Like, they don't care about the online thing. Like, they're selling millions of copies of this game. Excuse me, and will continue to sell more copies when the next batch of DLC comes out. So, like, they're not worried about, like, that. Is these the games that are like that care enough about the online experience to put time and money into it should be like championed, and I'm glad that these games are getting that.
facts. Because I mean, I think overall, what we did touch on is the fact that online is going to be the future for a lot of games. Just period. It already is like looking that way for like other games. Like we talk about shooters, MOBAs, um, just like team-based games, like objective team-based objective games. Like it just doesn't. Was it RTS? The list goes on and on. Like, but the fact of the matter is, for fighting games compared to these other games, is literally net code quality that it's not giving it a chance to compete on the same ground as these games. So, if the future is online, but fighting games continuously have shitty net code, so it's either you get with the program with these smaller developers with smaller budgets and smaller teams are still able to put together, which doesn't seem. I don't want to say there's no work, but as having a smaller team, having a smaller budget, and just pretty much compared to all these other AAA companies, they're still able to put out a game with rollback netcode because they know the value of having that in a game. Where companies who don't put it in, I really wonder what your excuse is, because not only now that these other companies are getting shine, you look bad. Like you look bad as a company with a huge budget, huge team, huge name, like Capcom, for example. Not just hop on Capcom, but Capcom kind of literally throws itself under the bus. I would say by a lot of decisions made with SF5. Um, and then going by evil overall. I think this year, I say regardless of how the tournament goes, I think the tournament will go. I think it'll go okay. I think with the way definitely they're approaching it with the right direction. It's not going to be the best. It's not going to be as good as it was in Las Vegas. Um, but I think it'll go. I think it will just run. I think if things just run on time, when things not going to run on time, normal evil never ran on time. But I think if things just run more or less, and I mean we've seen how online tournaments been done for like weeklies, for like NLBC, and then like Wednesday night fights, like level up. Um, I guess it just had going by that, just do that on a bigger scale, and then doing it over 5 weeks. Um,
GGPO is open source, bro. Capcom got no excuse.
yeah, yo, man, you tell
And even
me.
if you need to license it, like, it wouldn't kill them to license GGPO. They could do, you know, with it being open source and stuff, they can license it for like whatever kind of use, and then from there, like make tweaks. But like, it's like, all right, cool, it worked for Third Strike, but it doesn't work for anything else. Like, I don't know. Like, these niggas.
Yeah, and I remember we said, I know we do got other topics, but to even just to almost wrap up the Evo for what we have basically talked about the Evo online, um, like the dedication for the servers to have the rollback netcode. Like when you see other publishers do it for their games and their games get the praise, and then it's like that could be you, Capcom. Like it's not like we want to hate on Street Fighter. We it's just what it is. It's just like I played the game online. Had horrible online experiences with the game. Horrible online experiences compared to any other fighting game. That it was just like, why is this not worth my time? It just is not worth my time. Period. To like put all this time into the game, and then with most of the time I'm playing it online, it just doesn't running one that well. So it's just like just give people what they want. If you want people to buy SF5 like willingly and wholeheartedly, give these people netcode. Like I don't know where's the logic in that. But enough about that ranting. This is to wrap up the Evil 2020. Basically the other topics around it and the lineup. So yeah, it's gonna be a 5-week event. Starting on July 4th. So 4th of July weekend. Um, I don't know I didn't look into details. Basically, what's the order? But it's gonna be over 5 weeks, which is definitely a smart move. Just probably give the game each weekend. Um, run the tournament. Don't know how the tournament's gonna run because you're still gonna have hundreds of thousands of people, probably more than normal, enter. Since it's online, you can enter from the comfort of your own home or whatever. But that's only time will tell. Hopefully, we get more updates. What else you got to add before we move on?
I don't have an Xbox anymore, but depending on how they're doing Skullgirls, I might jump in.
Hmm. Um, them Fighting Heresy is PC only right now. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that's gonna be on PC. I mean, I might even peep that. That's what I've been playing like since I got it. Like past 2 days, just a lot of labbing, with just trying characters and filling out the game. I just like I just like it. So it might be something I peep. DBZ I'll keep an eye for, but I mean DBZ netcode also isn't the best. It is not the best. But you gotta make do with what you got. What? So I mean, yeah, that's Evo. That's Evo 2020. We'll update you guys with more as time goes on. But to keep the ball rolling real quick. Because I don't even want to dwell on this, but it just has to be said. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is getting remastered. It was announced this week. It's coming out September 4th. It's going to be in 4K. Bro,
Bro,
what a time to be alive.
I was quite pleased when I saw that. And
It
at
looks
first when
gorgeous.
I heard it, I thought of like the Tony Hawk HD that they did
Yep.
before years ago and how bad that was. So I was a little skeptic, but I watched the trailer and, they redid the original, levels and stuff like that. They even, they're adding a lot of the old music back in there in the old skaters. So I was like, all right,
Yep.
this could be pretty good. I mean, there's a couple songs that aren't going to be on there apparently, or at least just weren't on the Spotify playlist they made for it. But
Is it like
um,
copyright? Is it like? I mean,
I don't know.
couldn't get the rights for it again.
Maybe that might be it, or like because a couple songs that were on the soundtrack just aren't even on Spotify, which is why they weren't on, that
Oh.
playlist.
Oh, there's
But
a playlist. I gotta peep that too.
yeah, there is a playlist on Spotify of those songs. So I know like like the B Boy Document 99, that's not on there. There's another one. There's a Public Enemy song that's on there that wasn't on that, so it might not be in the game. But in general, though, I'm excited, man. Like the online and stuff. It's a
Yeah, the multiplayer they mentioned too.
little weird. It's not coming to Switch, but I'm okay with it. I mean, I have a
Hmm.
PS4, so I'm not really tripping. Um, and yeah, like I the same team that did the Crash trilogy is doing that.
Ah, nice. I think
So
that yeah, I have faith then. I have good faith that
yeah,
what's
and
going
when
on
I
there.
saw that, I was like, okay, the Crash trilogy was amazing, and it was pretty much like a one-to-one recreation of the original Crash trilogy. So I'm like, all right, well, this is like the good side of Activision, so let me embrace that while I can. So
the good side of Activision, not the side, not the basically the COD side of Activision.
yeah, like the freaking yeah. So I'm excited for that. September 4th. Um, if you pre-order it, you get the warehouse demo. I don't know when that's releasing, but
I mean,
that,
yeah,
that's all
I'm
I needed back in the day on the Pizza Hut demo disc. The
yo,
warehouse.
yo, that demo disc. Oh my god, play that until my CD drive spit that disc out. It just didn't want to play it anymore. I
Yo,
play
we
that until
we don't give them enough credit, but the Pizza Hut demo disc had like all the fire. It had Ape Escape, Tony Hawk, Crash, Spiral on there. Like this is very little talked about, but it had some heat.
dog. It was man. I know that was back in the day. Like demos were on discs, but then when they did that, like
Had Final Fantasy 8 on there. Like, come
it
on.
hits different. Imagine if you found one of those discs and you popped it in. You're like, woo. And I mean, yeah, people say you can find full games of those games right now for like $10, like for some of those games. Yeah, we get it, but I mean, it's just the time period where, like, and maybe we even do like a quick comparison to like, it's just the fact of the matter is that you had to go out of your way, like publishers had to go out of their way to publish these games, like on discs to get people's feedback and attention on it. So like the work that went into that, the investment is just like I feel like the investment was put in. So like once you see that type of investment, I feel like that's why those games were fire. And I feel like it's because now you have companies there's certain like well known companies back then who I feel like was the shit, and then now they're kind of falling short. Is just like, yo, where's that dedication you had when y'all used to drop demo discs? I'm like, y'all too used to, if you feel like dropping demos on like PSN, or like if you go to Xbox store. I'm like, I want that same energy when you got made a demo disc for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Ape Escape, freaking. I don't know if you remember. I'm trying to remember if it was like there was it wasn't like a full game, but in like some cereal boxes they had like like the mini discs
Yeah.
for certain games you could get, and there was one for like X-Men Evolution. I don't know if you peeped that game or if you
That was like the 4-player, almost like Gauntlet Legend type thing, if I'm not mistaken?
something like there was that, and then yeah, it was that, and then it had a mode where it was like it's like you. Ah man, I have to find it because I know one of the characters was like night crawlers. You had to hit like levers or buttons in a
Oh
certain
no,
time.
I'm
There's another
thinking
that, and then I know what you're saying.
I'm
There
thinking of
was
X-Men
that.
Legends, I think.
Oh no, I think you're thinking about the handheld. I think that might be the handheld game.
No, there was an X-Men Legends. I remember playing it on GameCube.
There was also an X-Men's handheld that was also like that. Oh man, gaming took some crazy strides. But yes, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, just to bring it all back. Pro Skater 1 and 2 actually is remastered, and they're basically putting meshing both games together. And
Speaking of really quick, sorry. The question nobody's asking is if Spider-Man's coming back.
they did say all the characters.
That doesn't mean are we getting Spider-Man though? That's the only thing I want to know.
I don't. I feel like yeah, because you know why? Because if you get Spider-Man back, like I feel like Sony knows like this game's reputation. If people who's in the Sony's team is smart, and are aware of this game's reputation, they would put Spider-Man in there.
Yeah, but it's also coming to Xbox, and right now Sony has the license. Insomniac Games has the license to do um, Spider-Man games. So that's
All
why I'm
right.
like, is he coming back? 'Cause I know they weren't going to 3 because they were not going to put Boba Fett in the game again.
Okay. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. That's what I always remember. I was like, who was somebody else? Yeah, Boba Fett. Yeah, Boba Fett. No, he's under Disney now. Nah, we ain't getting Boba Fett. Disney is super anal when it comes to their IPs. Super anal. They don't like full creativity and control and shit. Damn, that is a really good question. Spider-Man, because I did watch a video. It was like Tony Hawk. It was on YouTube, like Barracks. He basically interviewed. He was going through the old skaters from the old games, and they apparently most of them they're like, they haven't seen each other since the original game. So this is like a 20-year-old like Tony Hawk Pro Skater alumni reunion, which is kind of wild. Like of like all the skaters that were in the game. One was Jack Black. I forgot even. I was like, wait, Jack Black was one of the characters, and then it was just like. Yeah. Oh, he was like one of the skaters. I saw I have the video. You can pull it up. He was interviewed. Yeah, he was one of the skaters. And I was trying to think I was like, maybe it was like, was this just his song? Or was this Tenacious D? But there, like, even when they took a photo and it was like, oh, all the original characters
Nah,
and
he was
shit.
just hosting that. He was not in that game.
Cause he popped them in the photo. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, but my man, the man was skating.
Yeah, he was there with them, but he wasn't in the game.
I was trying to think. Okay, I was like, good thing I had to ask because I was like, wait a minute. I mean, I was like, yo, good to see Jack Black, but I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, you were playable. I was like, man, Jack Black was playable, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater
Nah.
2,
I
or
was like, nah, there's no way he was.
maybe it was for the music because like Tenacious D. Maybe we might get Tenacious D in the game. Um, But so there was like so this so it was basically there was like a reunion. Tony Hawk was going around interviewing people. The memes are hilarious. It's just memes of just like old heads getting excited about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 be getting remastered, and it just took I gotta send you some of the memes, dog. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
great.
but that's what I wanted though. I
That's what
wanted
it is.
those are the only two that matter. Like 1 and 2, 3 was cool. I never played 4, and Underground was solid. But
I heard Underground was solid. Didn't play it.
1 and 2 were the most important
It
ones.
was,
Remaster
yeah,
those, we good, bro.
we good.
That's all I can ask for. Day 1 purchase.
Yeah, I know. Man, the fact it was September 4th, like if it was coming out during this lockdown, that's what I'd be playing.
Oh, I needed that now. I ain't
I
gonna
know.
hold
I
you.
was like, "What do you mean September?" I saw that's the only thing that got me tight. I was like, "What do you mean September?" I was like, "The lockdown is right now." Like, the fuck you mean? The heck you mean? But I'm interested. I'm hyped. It's definitely looks good for those of you who's fans. Definitely check it out if you haven't. The trailer is fresh. For those who don't know, educate yourselves about some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. That was mine. That's what got me into the series Pro Skater 2. But the whole series in general, some interesting history I was able to learn with the skaters and that he was interviewing, and Tony Hawk being like 50 something but still looking the same, still dressing the same, and then that's also always a good time. So yeah, man, check it out, get hype because we def playing it. With other gaming news, damn, who else we got? Let's see, because I mean, I also don't want to go over our time. Let me sit up straight again. Actually, yeah, let's
Yo,
pick up this
there's a collector's
conversation.
edition that comes with a skateboard deck.
What? Send that to me. What is that? What's the deck look like?
It's one of the boards from the original. I think it's like the Falcon
Ooh,
3.
I
Oh, the
gotta look
Falcon.
that up. Hold up. See, man, that's crazy. Like, I don't usually get a lot of like collector's editions and stuff for games. I really
No, but
don't.
I'd get that.
Yeah, like this
No
is one of the
bullshit.
games
And it's $100.
This might be one of those games I gotta get the collector's edition. Like collector's, yeah. There's not many games that will get collector's edition, but I would say
And it's
the
a full
impression this
size
game
skateboard
had.
deck. So if you wanted to, you can put trucks on that bitch and skate.
That's what's little about it. Cause they're skaters, bro. That's it. At the end of the day, they're like, yo, they're like, facts. Give me that. They'll be like, I wanted the deck just for the skateboard.
That shit's
Like,
gonna
I
sell
wanted the.
out, bro.
I know it.
It already says not available right now. Oh, what happened?
Huh? No, my headphones yanked out for a sec.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it already says not available on GameStop, so I gotta see if I can find it.
Wow. You're not telling me it's sold out already. Or maybe hopefully they're not accepting pre-orders yet.
I hope it's
Sheesh.
the latter, not the former.
You telling me, man? The hype for this game is gonna be real.
Personally, I like the Falcon 1 board, but the Falcon 2, I still cop.
Mm.
But
But
yeah,
yes,
they announced that in the trailer. That's hate. I would have pre-ordered it already. But yeah, no, let's get back to let's call it there for gaming. Let's talk quickly well, what music we can talk.
what music we can talk about. You're right. Yeah, let's start with Takashi 69. You know, he's still hot in the news because pretty much I feel like anything he does will get coverage. That's just the type of media buzz going around him. Just give me a sec while I just adjust this shit right here so I can get my gotta charge my laptop a little bit. Nah, but basically, so Takashi, um, I think it was this week, this week, he he wanted to donate because since he got out and then he dropped Goomba, he made like I guess within like the first day or within the first few days he made a 2 mil off Goomba alone, um, just from the releases and just from the streams he made like 2 mil, and he wanted to like on good faith he was just like he wanted to give back like 10% of what he made off of Goomba. So he was gonna take 200K of that 10K of the 2 mil he made and donate it to like charity. You want to donate it to a good cause. So he wanted to donate it to, was it No Hungry Kids? So he's like, basically a charitable organization based around, kids, uh, feeding children, basically kids who families can't afford, food, especially right now in these trying times with COVID-19, the shutdown and whatnot, and a bunch of layoffs. Um, so he wanted to donate 200K. So the representatives, I don't know who, but as the organization, No Hungry Kids denied his donation of 200K. Now, say what you will about Takashi being a snitch or whatnot. Money is money. Especially, I get when you're coming from an organization. It's cool that you want to stand for something, and everybody should stand for something. But like as a charitable organization who in fact is based around feeding hungry children, unless they're getting donations left and right from all over and then they're like, "Oh, we don't need your money." Whatever. I'm like I understand why you did it, but I feel like they let their personal feelings come into play because yeah, the man snitched, yeah, the man was involved in illicit illegal activities and whatnot, but by law, quote unquote, he's under house arrest. He's where he is right now, so he makes a donation to just the fact of the matter is he's just like, you know what, let me just give some kids some money for some food. They deny it. I don't know if that. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of emotion in that decision, or too much emotion, because you got to be able to separate business from emotion at times, and I feel like
Um,
this is one of them.
Here's the thing, right? Um, at the end of the day, it's still business. Like from a business standpoint, the optic of accepting money from this person that completely like goes against you know the positivity that you guys are trying to spread, you know, it's definitely worth denying the donation. he knows the negativity that comes with his name. And he wasn't going to just give this money to this organization and, be humble about it. This is going to be another thing he
Hmm.
was going to brag about and rant. And it looks bad for this company, that
Hmm.
someone that's so openly negative, all of the negative press around him, the thing, the RICO thing that was put up against him, like, they're going to definitely deny that because it's a bad optic for them. Accepting money from him could discourage other people from donating money, people that are more consistent donators or may donate more money than him. His 200K, while helpful in the grand scheme of things, it's just not worth the negative press. Now, I was talking to the agent about this, and if he really wanted to donate money to this organization, what he should have done is
Anonymous.
anonymous. Absolutely.
Anonymous.
That way, it's like the gesture's still there, but they don't know it's you, and you're still doing it because you want to help the children. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from the situation in order to get like the outcome that you want. But ultimately, like, if this had gone through, he would have gotten on another IG live rant and talking all this stuff. Oh, you guys said I'm a rat, blah blah blah, but I just donated all this money to, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like, trying to justify what he did, and they don't need the negative press around it. Like,
I feel like they still gave him the ammo because he's like, "Look at me! I try to do something." Because even I wonder. So I wonder how he would have responded. I'm like, is this one of the things where like he was Takashi 6ix9ine? Because I mean, I'm at this point where I think the Takashi 6ix9ine. I think he lives a certain lifestyle that he does preach about, but it's definitely a persona. I think there's might have been a this might have been one of those moments. I would say for the most part, I definitely even right now he's upholding his persona because it is definitely what's gonna just make him financially stable and find it even despite being the bad press and snitching and coming out from all of that. Um, this to me when I was by the article I was reading, it sounded like he was just like, you know what, let me just donate some money because just to pass on some goodwill. And if that was the case, to pass on some goodwill, whatever, whatnot, because my situation and other people out there, just good karma. So he tries to donate. His donation gets denied, and he responded. It was just like, "Oh wow, like so you guys are really what is this from? Even what was this? Oh, it was from TMZ. I mean, I don't I have my things with TMZ, but um, this seems like he said basically it was his quote. He wrote, "Rather take food out of the mouth of these innocent children. I never seen something so cruel." So that's what Takashi wrote at them when they denied him. So I mean, because granted, I would say yeah, there's not accepting the money just for your principles, but to get like bad to avoid bad press or publicity, it's just like denying it will also give him what he wants, or he could even flip it and then even get more attention and be more like anything like he's able he could flip the script, even like create a own narrative. I'm not saying he hasn't or he isn't. I mean, from so far, I should look more. I don't know the sources, but it's not coming off to me that he isn't doing it. Um, did I even say that right? Or no, that he is trying to spin the narrative and make it, go on IG. He's like, look at me, I try to do this and I get denied. He's like, blah blah blah. It's not me, blah blah blah. It's, people just being, not trying to feed kids. So there is that too. That's what it's in my head. Thinking about that because you're right. He could have just donated anonymous, kept it pushing. Still, at the end of the day, these kids would have still got the 200K. Um,
there are plenty of rappers that donate anonymously because they understand that they may not have the image that would, bode well with everyone's investors. Sometimes it's like you have to remove
yourself.
yeah, you have to remove yourself out of it, like in a sense where it's like, all right, this isn't a thing about ego. Like, I genuinely want to donate to help children. So if it means I need to take my name out of it, then I'll do it. Like, I'm sure other rappers, like, like Jeezy and other people, or like super thug rappers, still donate money to these places, but they don't put their name on it. And he probably donated as Takashi 69 instead of using his regular government name, or had someone that's close to him do it, so that way they would be more likely to accept it. He could have had his mom do it, his baby moms. He could have had anybody else do it on his behalf, but he probably in a strike of ego is like, all right, I'm gonna put Takashi 69's give me 200K.
Mm-hmm. But so good. Well, all right. So this is where I'm at right now. So if no kids, I'm sorry, I keep getting it wrong. No kid hungry. It's just the word. No hungry kids or no kid hungry, whichever. If let's say if they did accept, let's say if they just saw it as any other donation that came in just from anyone, right? And even if his name was on it or not, where would the publicity be? I mean, that it would come out that if it wasn't for him, because unless he, I mean, like you said, it would probably be him going on IG and this stuff just being like, oh, I just donated, da 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 da, blah blah blah, like snitch life, whatever he wants to say, hashtag snitch life or whatever. If it would have been, if it wasn't, if he didn't put himself out there, right? Let's say if he didn't do it, how would people know that he donated, even if his name was on it? Unless it was like No Hungry Kids posted it and was just like, because that's my only thing is
What?
like,
But why does someone have to know?
but then it's not like everybody donates anonymously though. It's not like everybody's an anonymously donator. There's people that put their names out there. Maybe it's for taxes. Maybe they need their names. I don't know I bet if you do it anonymous, you get your tax write-offs or whatever. But like, he's not the first person or first celebrity who did just put their name on a donation. And I mean, I know like good press or bad, it's like there's probably people like you could name like any celebrity. I can't. I mean, you muted yourself, by the way. Don't know if you noticed. Yeah, you muted yourself.
Yeah, no, somebody blowing up my phone. I'm trying to pod, so I'm like, yo, chill out. I'm podding right
Yeah,
now.
I know. I'm getting mad. Like mad people want my attention right now, and I'm
Hold
telling you,
on.
no one's gonna bother me the rest of the day after this podcast. I guarantee it.
Everybody named Mom calling. Um,
Damn.
yeah, but I guess to my point, like, who cares if someone knows that you did it?
Right. Which is I don't know because it's like my thing is like they didn't want the bad press, but unless he brought attention to himself that he did the donation, how would the press know that he donated that 200K to No Hungry Kids? Like
Oh,
that's my
you mean
other
like
thing.
how in general did they know? Um, that I don't know.
Yeah, like that.
I don't
That's
know
my
how it
thing.
got out that he did it. If that's what you mean.
Because I feel like it would have. I feel like it only got out because they didn't accept it. It's because they denied. So like you have this press now, regardless, because you openly denied it. Whereas then if they treated it as any donation that just came in, like Joe Schmo from Idaho, oh he donated 10K. Jane Doe,
Oh,
Jane Smith,
so
like
really quick.
yeah.
Sorry, cause I read the article a bit more.
Oh, tell me, no, say it.
So he probably did do it on someone's behalf or something, but again, he probably somehow tied this to himself because they were saying that they're grateful for Mr. Hernandez's generous offer, but basically like he doesn't align with their missions and values. So
That
like
is
it's absolutely true. It's just like even the thing is too, right? You can even put that under a fake name. Like who cares? It's like the point is like if you genuinely wanted to do something nice beyond ego, then there's ways to go about doing it.
I just think that for I mean maybe I'm seeing it as like the big like I'm just seeing it past this.
But as far as like how it got out, I'm not sure. I am in the same boat. I don't know how.
Yeah, because now because I feel like Now I don't want to like go into like this because I would say like just over this overall big arching picture is just like, yeah, all right, he doesn't stand for it, but the fact of the matter is, money is neutral. Like money is not good or bad. Like what you do with it is it's basically what is the message is what you do with it. It's not like you can say like, all right, like overall, like yeah, like this person put down like half a mil, whatever. This person is a really terrible person, sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, right? When he makes that donation and it crosses into your hands, it's like it's in your organization. So what becomes of the money, it's up to you. Is what you do with it. Because you could be like, honestly, because my thing would have been like, we may not. I was like, we may not see eye to eye. I was like, we may not see eye to eye, and like our we may have disagreements what we our morals and what we believe in. But the fact of the matter is, for whatever reason, at the end of the day, these kids are still getting that donation. And I think it's the organization's job is to make the goodwill out of it. Because the thing is, you're not always because it's like assuming everybody else who donates is donating out of the goodwill of their heart. There's people who are really just donating just to get write-offs and donating. It's just because he's open. It's just because he's out in the open in the media. It's easier to point him out. But I'm just like, after every donation that comes in, how do you know that this person who may have sent you this other person that sent you 2K did it out of goodwill? This person could be a closet racist. This person could just be into
Yeah,
child
but
pornography and stuff like
it's the
that.
it's the public perception of the person.
I think
So,
screw the public
like,
perception because in the
well,
week people are gonna forget. That's just how I feel. It's like
to
it's.
but that's how people are very dated in the way that they think. So like, as an example,
I mean, I also
like,
personally think that people will just forget, like
well,
in a
that's
week.
how it is now. Like people, we always go back to the H&M thing that lasted 2 weeks. Everybody was right back in H&M. But the thing is, it's like these organizations have a very dated, thought process where it's just like, yo, nah, like Bill Gates can solely donate for the tax write-off. But because Bill Gates has all these great accolades in the public eye, he's a great person. It benefits them to take his money. One, because they need the money, but then two, it's just like, oh, well, Bill Gates did it, so who else wants
Uh,
to do it? Like, but again, like 6ix9ine is bad for business for most people that are doing that would enter business with him. No matter how much controversy is going on with him now, like that'll go away. And then at the end of the day, like what he did, the antics he did and everything like that won't. So I get why they wouldn't, but I also get your point where it's just like, yo, like money's neutral. Like whoever gives you the money is the person you need to base it off of, though. Like the money didn't do anything. The money didn't snitch. The money doesn't kill people.
money didn't come from him. He got it from a check from whatever, like his label and stuff like that. It's like he could have just done it through his label and like, hey, take it out of the money I made off of Goomba or whatever, and just directly send that to No Kids No Hungry. And who knows, through that, it could have just been under a whole different name, organization even, and then they would have
Well,
accepted it. But then
well,
at
this
the
is
end of
why
the
you do
day,
stuff like that, though, because like even like
it's just
people
for
like
me, it's
Snoop, right?
pointless. Yeah, no, go ahead.
People like Snoop
I'm just getting worked up.
back in the '90s, he would have ran into the same thing. They would have denied his application and stuff like that. But now he's like softened his image a bit. He's done a bunch of stuff for a bunch of different organizations, like in kids. So now, like Snoop Dogg now would do that, but with all the controversy going on with 6ix9ine and stuff like that, right now it's just not a good time for it.
I just think that because of yeah, I don't know. It just feels like there needs to be a line where like I they're like I mean like we talked about it. We don't agree with what he did, but at the end of the day, like if he wants to give money to hungry kids, let him. If anything, but even to your point too, if they want to accept it, he should just find another organization that will accept it, or do it anonymously through somebody else, or just do it the whole process again and just be totally anonymous with it. But I mean, for me, but then I can't say if I was in 6ix9ine's position. Well, no, if I was in his position and I was like, and then I donated, they denied me, then I mean, I will feel some type of way because I was just being like, I'm like, money is money. That's what your whole organization is based on. Let's not overlook that. Let's not pretend, you know, let's not. Woe is me. But I guess I would just then either donate to another company or through donate other means. But you guys let us know what you think. Because I didn't want to get too heated about it, but I
No,
kind of like.
no, but I think that is a good stopping point.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we've ran a good amount of time.
Well, what's the time right now? I have no clue.
I can't even look at the time exactly, but I know it's been a bit.
All right, man. No, say
There's
less.
nothing showing me. So we'll table it there, and then we'll come back next week. Um,
Time flies when you're podding. You're right.
yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the bell, but hit the
With
bell
a
for
little,
notifications.
we
You
gotta
know what I mean?
practice that here.
Like, comment, all that good stuff,
Like, comment,
and
subscribe. You'll say that five
yeah,
times fast.
nah, and we'll be back next week. All right.
Yo, man. Yo, thanks for tuning in. It's Floor Seats, another episode 4. Yeah, tune us next time for episode 5. I'm just gonna be chilling here. I'm gonna do some push-ups and sell games. I don't know. Still a nice day. Sun hasn't moved. It's crazy. It's still bright as hell outside. You see this? You see this, man? It's crazy. But yeah, yo. Yeah. Stay safe out there, everybody. Weather is nice. Go outside. Take in the sun. That's been your public PSA from your friendly Black Kryptonian. What do you got, Tax? Zanza.
Um, Ditto. Stay safe. Enjoy this weather while we can, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, from your other lighter Kryptonian. I don't know. We gotta come up with a name for you. From the
I'll think of
type of
something better than
Kryptonian.
that.
I'll be the Black Kryptonian. You'll just be, I don't know,
Told you I'm
hazelnut.
Bloodtonian.
Blood. Get out. just,
Um,
just. This is
but
where
yeah,
we cut the tapes.
we'll see you guys next week.
Word. Be
All
easy,
right,
y'all.
peace.